What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Pat and Dan Show. As usual, I'm Patrick Hennessy. Joined to my right, we have the man Dan Rourke. How we doing tonight, Dan?
Bro, I'm chilling, man. I'm operating off like 4 hours. I never want to complain about sleep, bro. It's not me. 4 hours of sleep in the last 48 hours, but I'm chilling, man.
Okay, but
Chilling.
here's my thing. Like, you can't say, "Oh, I'm not one to complain about sleep," and then come on here and like the first thing you do is complain about sleep.
But I'm not like
I'm just saying.
complaining. I'm just saying like I'm like chilling in a good way right now. Like you ever like not have that much sleep so you feel high, but like in a good way?
No.
No.
Also,
What?
Dan, like you might want to mute your TV. I'm just throwing that out there.
Why didn't you tell me that before, bro? We have a
Because
little
I
pregame.
assumed that was kind of just a given at this point.
Well, you know what it is? It's the new AirPod Pros with the noise cancellation. So I don't even know it's on right now. You don't want to
That's
hear the
such a
pregame?
weird
All right,
flex.
if you don't want to hear the pregame, let me just go through my
Postgame?
phone and turn off the cable box. Okay? And you
You're
can
gonna
go on
vote?
with your open. How about this, Pat? How's this? You hear anything?
No, I don't
Yeah,
actually.
it's gone.
Very nice. It's very nice.
Congratulations.
Listen, shout out to everybody currently in the chat. Let's take attendance/roll call. You guys know the deal. Who do we have? We got Hector, Matt, Jadenology. We got Tarek, Leo. Who else we got? We got Martin. We got Will, Trickshot, Black Swan, Amy. We got PTR, Teddy, Luis. Appreciate you all so much for stopping by. I wish I could hit on everybody, but you know what? It's basically impossible. But Dan, before we start about anything, both of us are wearing red. You know why we're
We
both
are.
wearing red?
Different shades of red, but
To signify the death of the Boston Red Sox. That's kind of what we're doing here.
that's classy by us, yo.
Yeah,
Can I just tell you how much this shirt cost?
how much? $3?
Bro, I'm on this thing lately, and it's like the most tool thing, I'll admit. I go to this, I think I told you maybe, I don't know. This place called Boscov's, bro. I get random Gildan tees
You've been
for
telling
$4.
me, yeah.
Cut off the sleeves, bro. I bought like 4 of these for, I don't know what the math is on that, like $16. That's a deal. Whereas you probably paid $20 for that shirt, which is still a really good deal. I mean, I don't know
it's an
what
unhinged
brand
shirt, so it's
I was
like,
gonna say I don't know what brand shirt that is, but like it looks fire, so like I don't blame you if that's how much it
thanks.
is.
Unhinged
That's still
clothing,
not
not
bad
shop.
anyways.
But listen, before we're doing all these plugs and stuff, the Yankees are on a 7-game win streak, swept the Boston Red Sox. Dan, last time we had the Pat and Dan show was on Monday, the eve of the beginning of that Red Sox series, and we were kind of just hoping of taking like 2 out of 3, right? Kind of just like keeping yourself in the race. But now the Yankees have not lost the game since that Field of Dreams game, really, because they won the next 2 against Chicago. They won the single game against the Angels, and then you sweep the Red Sox, and then you win the first game against Twins. So the Yankees are in awesome positioning right now. They have that first wildcard spot still under their belt here. Dan, they just keep rolling, and like we don't really have much to complain about. Obviously, there's like a few little like weak spots of the team that we could kind of pinpoint here, but I think for the most part, everyone's kind of just firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, bro. Like it's got to the point where you just expect to win every night, and like I'm trying to prepare myself. Like unless we go on some crazy win streak, which 7 is already really good. I'm like, all right, like a loss will come at some point, and it's fine. Like you lose games in baseball, like, we're gonna lose at some point. But like right now, bro, like you turn on the game, like if they don't like take the lead, I feel like within like the first 3 innings is almost like concerning. Like just
No,
the
I
way
know.
the way like the momentum's been lately. So yeah, no, you're right. Not much to complain about.
No, bro,
That's a
it's
good
just
thing,
so
bro.
much
We don't
fun.
want things to complain about.
Bro,
We're
it's so much
chilling.
fun to watch the Yankees nowadays. Like that's what do you remember like
This
a month ago even? Like we would turn on the Yankees and it would kind of be like a chore. Like, oh, how are we gonna lose this game? Bro, even a week ago at the Field of Nightmares game, we were like, oh, same old team. And now look at how everything changes in
I
a
wasn't
week.
like that, but now you're saying you can
No, you
say that
know
narrative
instant reaction now is
for
your
like
reaction.
the last time I was miserable about this team was the Mets series when Chapman blew that game.
You weren't
And that's
miserable
something.
about Field of Nightmares.
Oh well, no, and obviously I was like that's baseball. Like I was miserable about that like that game. But as for like this team, like there were legit times this year where like you would dread watching this team. Like you'd be excited to because still you're watching Yankees baseball, but like watching the team's performance on the field was like dreadful. But like really
No, I
since and
know.
this is something I've actually been saying lately. Like obviously the trade deadline was huge for us and like season changing for us, but like the turnaround of the year like goes back before that, bro. It really was ever since the second game of the Mets doubleheader when we won that game. Like I'm pretty sure that was the last series that we didn't win besides the Red Sox series at Fenway. So I mean, like
Yeah.
we've been playing pretty good baseball for a long while now. That's why it's so easy to get used to this. Like
Yeah.
it's like you just expect to win.
No, for sure. And I think it's kind of getting to the point where it's like I'm not expecting like these like heartbreaking losses every single night. Like, bro, even though the Yankees were up like 6-0 today and they were like the Twins were slowly chipping away and I was kind of feeling a little bit nervous. Like I wasn't nervous to the same level I was like if this would be happening like a couple weeks ago. You know what I mean? Like that's like one thing that we kind of nitpick here. Like the Yankees bullpen still has been super inconsistent. But I mean, I guess we kind of talk about the offense and how everyone just seems to be firing on all cylinders. I want to start things off tonight by talking about the guy who batted leadoff tonight, Luke Voit. It seems like he's been like the topic of conversation for us so many episodes in a row
Oh
now.
wait, have I been on since the Voit quotes?
I
Have we
think we
talked about
might
this
have
together?
touched on it on
Oh, we
Monday.
did.
But he
I
had
just
like
don't.
obviously other comments that he made yesterday that media just took a field day with. But I think such an overreaction. Like Luke Voit is so overhated like among the Yankees fan base. We touched on this a little bit on Monday when we were
We
like
did because I thought it was
obviously
Tuesday that Voight said that, or was it Monday?
no, I think on Monday we were kind of talking about like obviously we still believe that like Voigt's unfortunately like the odd man out and he's probably going to be traded in the
I
offseason.
know, but go on. I'm just saying, like, I don't know what your opinion is off the top of my head about the Voight. Like, did you care what Voight said about the whole Rizzo thing?
No, I thought it was awesome what he said.
Word, me too. Okay, that's
Yeah.
just why I want to make sure because I don't think we talked about that. I'm on
No,
the
yeah,
same
and
same
that's
wavelength
kind
as
of
you.
like the point that I'm trying to make. I think what the media has done with like this whole Voit Rizzo situation is so weird, and they're trying to create a narrative that doesn't exist. That like Voit hates Rizzo and he hates the deal, and now he hates the Yankees and he needs playing time. Bro, I'm gonna say this right here and right now. Luke Voit needs playing time. Like he needs to be starting almost every day. I don't really care if you have Rizzo. Obviously, Rizzo's your everyday first baseman, but there's other like moves that you can make as far as this lineup goes to make sure that Luke Voit gets everyday at bats. And to be honest with you, bro, I really liked Luke Voit batting leadoff today. Obviously, I would probably prefer like maybe like Rizzo batting leadoff, even Gallo batting leadoff instead of Voit. Like, bro, if you want to give Voit an opportunity to bat leadoff, he seems to be pretty successful up there. So why not give him a shot?
Yeah, bro. I can a couple things I want to touch on what you said, bro. The leadoff thing is so true. Like, and I was totally cool with DJ batting leadoff like the first 2 years because like I think the reason why the leadoff is like the best spot for like your best hitter or one of your best hitters is because like one, you want to have somebody that gets on base a lot, obviously, and two, bro, like Luke Voit, like with him up the first bat of the game, like he has a chance to make it 1-0 with one swing on the very first at bat for the Yankees. Like that's huge. I mean, I wouldn't bet Voit leadoff. I think I would probably bet Judge leadoff, or I'm cool with Rizzo betting leadoff, but as for what you said about like Voit does deserve playing time, like it's annoying that's even a conversation because like it's a no-brainer. Like the Yankees are a better team when a healthy Luke Voit is in the lineup, and like it's perfectly laid out for you on what to do. Like Stanton, like he's gonna be fine playing left to right field at least 3 or 4 times a week. Like you can get it pretty easily. So Luke Voit is the Yankees DH, or at least in the lineup 4 or 5 times a week. And I don't think he would complain about that. Like I'm sure if there's someone to get an extra day off, it'll be him. But still, like if he can get consistent playing time, which he can, it makes no sense not to have him in the lineup as much as possible.
I think that's what like frustrates me so much is because I don't know if the comments that Cashman made were before or after the last episode that we did, but bro, he was like, oh yeah, like we're gonna put Stanton in the outfield and have Voit DH here and there. Bro, that should be your primary plan. Like that should be your plan every single day. It shouldn't be a plan that's just like here and there. Once a week, we're gonna DH Voit and have Stanton play the outfield. I'm sorry, but at this point, as we inch towards September, Stanton needs to be playing the outfield on a consistent basis, especially if that's what your plan is presumably going to be in the postseason. Stanton has to be playing the outfield on a much more consistent basis, and therefore Luke Voit has to be your primary DH. I think that's what has to happen.
It seems like we'll be getting 2 advantages from Stanton playing the outfield. 1, Voigt's in the lineup, and 2, bro, coincidentally, I feel like ever since he started, I think the stats back this up, since then he's been a much better hitter. And like, bro, I'm pretty sure we've heard like analyst after analyst say this all the time, where like you're better off as a hitter most of the time, like playing the field because it's a distraction. Like, whereas you're a DH, like that's literally all that's on your mind. So if you're in a slump and a stand, it especially does seem like mental sometimes. A lot of it's confidence. Like, at least when it comes to offensively, like DH may be the worst spot for him. And like his best year as a Yankee was in 2018. And of course, he was healthy the entire year, so that's kind of why. But like he played a significant amount of outfield that year. I feel like some people forget that. Like he played, I think some lefts, played some right, and he was good. Had like 5 defensive runs saved. So I mean,
you want to go back to his MVP season in 2017. He played at the field all year.
He was in the National League, and he's always been an above average. Which that's the most like cliche false narrative that's like pushed so much. I mean, like WFAN callers, like boomers, like they just automatically assume Stanton's bad in the outfield.
Which so like weird, but that's the narrative that the Yankees have created, though.
Well, it has to do with health, though, so I think it's different. But like.
I know, but has he gotten hurt playing the outfield at all? So I don't know why that's a narrative.
Oh no, I'm with you on that. Like I think it's ridiculous that we have to like build Stanton up like a superstar 31-year-old athlete to be able to play the outfield. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, like to run 4 or 5 times a game. And I'm not dissing Stanton though, because I don't think it's Stanton's. Like you don't think it's Stanton's decision at all, right? Like,
no,
I feel
it's
like
on the Yankees 100%, bro. I think that truly, if it was up to Giancarlo Stanton, he'd be playing the outfield every single day.
I'll say like it's ultimately obviously the Yankees' decision. The only thing I'll like slightly fault Giancarlo for is that like. I feel like it's the same deal as how I felt about when Judge sat out against Ohtani that one day. Like, if you wanted to be in the lineup, or if in Stanton's case, if you wanted to play outfield, like you wanted to play outfield, like you go up to Boone's office and say, I'm ready to play outfield. What are we waiting for? And he would put you in the outfield. So, like, in that aspect, like, Stanton probably could have forced his way in there, but, like, by no means do I think like he's the one like leading the charge in this nonsense.
Yeah, but also I think it kind of comes down to like me just being fearful of what the Yankees are going to do, right? Because let's just say that they don't end up winning the division because the Rays are just on a ridiculous run, kind of like we are, and we can't really gain that much ground. Can you believe we've only gained like 2 games on them like during this entire streak?
I know. And what did they do tonight? Do you know?
I'm pretty sure they beat Baltimore because Baltimore like has lost like 15 straight games.
Yeah, they won again. Jesus Christ.
They suck.
So still.
But kind of like what I'm saying is like, let's say the Yankees do have to end up playing a wild card game. I'm so fearful as to like whether or not the Yankees put Luke Voit in the lineup. Like I'm so scared that they're going to end up benching Luke Voit. And you really think so?
I'm like almost certain of it, bro. That he'll be in the starting lineup now.
Okay, so what's your hypothetical wild card starting lineup then?
Ooh, I love these right now.
Yeah, right now.
Okay, so wait, I gotta have my pen and paper out here, bro. This is some legit shit, okay? All right, so
what are you
leading
draw
off,
a diamond?
Okay, wait, is this what I think it'll be or what Dan's ideal? Because if I think it'll be DJ leading off.
How about like a combo? How about like what you think it's going to be? How about that?
What I think is
obviously what we want is going to be
DJ will be leading off, and assuming his tricep stuff is no longer an issue by then, he'll be playing third. Well,
what about Gio?
I'm trying to think, is Odor in the lineup? It also depends who's starting.
No, Odor will not be in the lineup.
That's not concrete, bro. I mean, if
that's
Glaber's
concrete.
No, because if Glaber's struggling, then you would put Gio at short.
I don't think so.
If Glaber's struggling really bad and it's a 1-game playoff, I almost guarantee you it'd be in consideration that Gio would play short and Glaber would be sitting the bench. Like if Odor's swinging a hot bat, and like especially if they want to go matchup wise, I think they would at least consider playing Gio at short.
The numbers would have to be drastic for them to bench Glaber for Odor.
All right, but let's assume though that Glaber is going to be in the lineup. I'll give you what I think the lineup will be.
Okay.
DJ will be leading off, playing second. I'm going to assume they're going to go Rizzo, batting second, playing first, obviously. Judge third in center field. And then Gallo fourth, cleaning up in left field. Stanton DH. No, Stanton would have to play right. See, I'm so used to saying Stanton DH. And then I guess you would go Voit after Stanton batting sixth, and then Gio, Glaber. Oh, I forgot about Gary, bro. This lineup is stacked, son.
No, I know.
So Voit 6th, Gio 8th, or 7th, excuse me. Gio 7th, Gary 8th, Glaber 9. So you got all that? So DJ, Rizzo, Judge, Gallo, Stanton, Voit, Gio, Gary, Glaber.
Dan, I'm going to be honest with you.
That's fucking unreal.
I like that lineup a lot. Like, I love that lineup. Unfortunately, like, just something in my head is telling me that the Yankees are not going to want to, like, pound those righties. And because of that, they're going to bench Luke Voit.
Then Odor might be.
No, they're going to bench Luke Voit.
But no,
Stan's going to DH, and Gardner's going to play center field. I can guarantee
No. Why? My refute to that would be that if there's going to be somebody that's going to be taken out of the lineup because of the fact that, like, even though he hasn't been bad this year, he's not, like, you don't keep him in the lineup for his defense. I think Glaber, bro, like, there's a possibility he doesn't play because then you can put Gio at short, DJ at third, Odor at second for lineup balance. So it's basically Odor over Gardner. So, like,
I agree, but I don't think they'd ever do that. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying. Maybe I'm just mixing in, like, my personal opinion, what I would do, but,
like my personal opinion,
I would probably have Rizzo. I would have Rizzo lead off if this were up to me. Like, but just going on what I think the Yankees will do. I'm saying, like, it'll at least be on the table, depending on matchups, depending on, like, who's hot and who's not. Like, there is a possibility in a 1-game playoff, bro, that Glaber's not playing. And
it really depends on what he does when he comes back from injury. That's really what it all depends on.
100%, yeah.
But like, that's why I'm kind of looking at it like this, right? Like we talk about this whole whether or not Gardner's going to be in center field. I think he's like a tool off the bench, like much more crucial of a tool off the bench, especially because like if you have an outfield of like Judge, Gallo, Stanton, after Stanton's last at bat, you bring in Gardner off the bench as a defensive replacement. If Gardner's playing the outfield all game, who are you bringing in? Like, when is the opportunity for you to bring in like Voit off the bench?
I think it's gotten to the point, and like I don't really blame them. Also too, I bet you, even though he was sent down, I feel like Jonathan Davis is going to be on the like. It just seems obvious. I do. Like I think if you go by like
for
a bench
who?
bat, especially as straight up the speed off the bench defensive.
I think that's Wade. I think that has to be Wade.
Yeah, but if it's going for a 1-game wildcard playoff, I feel like they would go with the extra bench bat and then have one less pitcher for a wildcard game. So like if that's what we're talking, I feel like Davis will definitely be on the wildcard roster, and then Stanton would play left, and then Davis would come in as a defensive replacement. But Also, too,
Yeah, but
speaking of
wouldn't
Gardner,
Gardner
like,
come in as a defensive replacement? Like, I think they'd go Gardner over Davis.
no, that's fair. I'm just saying, like, if you're looking at like speed off the bench, like Davis is still who you'd rather have. So I mean, like Davis serves two purposes, and like I feel like they will want, like, because there's a chance, like, yeah, I mean, I guess you're right, but like, let me get something clear here though. Like, the only reason I wouldn't like Gardner starting is just because like if that takes Voigt's bat out of the
No,
lineup, because
bro,
like I don't actually have a problem. Like,
obviously same.
no, not obviously you fucking hate Brett Gardner.
No, that's
I
why I'm
think no,
saying he shouldn't be starting.
no, I know, but if
Yeah.
to take Voight aside, like I feel like your personal opinion is because like you think Brett Gardner's bad. I'm saying I'm comfortable with the way he's been forming lately to start a game in the outfield for us.
Yeah,
Like
but not over Luke Voit.
That's exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But like I'm
If
just
we didn't
basically
have
saying
Luke
like
Voit, I'd be like, all right, but
you would, okay, because I'm just saying like I look at him as currently a reliable option again. Like he's kind of doing what he did last year.
No, same. But listen, shout out to Andrew Allen with the $5 dono. Appreciate you so much. Andrew's an absolute legend. He says, "Sup,
Andrew's
boys, great stuff."
man. I guess. How
How do you guys think the rotation would pan out if they make the ALDS? Bro, I love how like there's so much postseason talk going on. Like it's
Dude,
that time
we're
of year, and
getting
now
there,
we can
bro.
talk about the playoffs. I love it.
Because like we know that
yeah.
we're making it. Like, and we've been
No, I
saying this
know.
like it's like we know we're making it, bro. And like ideally, it's not as a wild card team. But like, bro, like this is my shit, bro. Like we're going to the time of the year, bro, where it's just like I'm assuming we're all on the East Coast, bro. Like fall, it's a little bit chilly outside, bro. Like you turn on WFAN and they're talking about like, oh, like who should start game 2.
Oh, what
and, like,
I don't do that
and, like,
though.
Oh, you don't listen to? Oh yeah,
No,
you don't listen to
no,
radio
yeah,
because you're freaking
yeah.
edgy and listen to. I was gonna diss you on listening to Machine Gun Kelly, but I
Yeah, but so do you.
yeah, we listen together. But anyways, it's just like, bro, this is the best. Like we're getting to like September baseball too, bro. Like remember September of like 2019? Like do you remember that piece? And, like I mean that was even better.
Life
like,
was good.
Dude, it's just like it's the most relaxed but still like intense and entertaining baseball you'll ever watch. Like you got the joy of how it feels to watch postseason games in a way, but like not being nervous. Ideally, not being nervous about your postseason spot.
No, but you know what else hits different like in the postseason? Like obviously this won't be the case for like us anymore. But like bro, when we were like younger and we were in school and it was postseason baseball, bro, like that feeling of going to school the day after like a postseason victory, bro, going to school like the day after the 2017 wild card, man,
bro,
dude,
that was
man.
Dude, yeah, no, that was definitely
Different.
like a good time, bro. It definitely
But
was.
wait, back
You're
to
giving me
Andrew's
nostalgia.
question because we didn't even answer it. What do we think the rotation is going to be? So I guess I'll come up with like my hypothetical one.
Well,
You could either
depends. Are we doing like off of what, an ALDS rotation that goes 5 games?
That's what he said. If they make the ALDS.
Oh, word, perfect.
Yeah.
See, me and Andrew, bro, we're on the same wavelength.
All right, so obviously, I'm not gonna do this with like a hypothetical wild card game because obviously, like Cole would start a wild card game, so then he wouldn't start a game with ALDS. But I'm taking that like out of the question here because I think they're winning the division. So, game 1 obviously gonna be Cole. I think game 2 is gonna be Tyone. Game 3 would have to be Monty. Game 4 Kluber, and then game 5 you probably do Cole again. Because Cole's going to be your game 2 starter. I mean, game 1 starter in a hypothetical no wild card situation.
Oh, we're going no wild card.
Yeah, no wild card situation.
Oh, then,
and then like my bullpen, bro, your bullpen is stacked. If you have Kluber as your 4 and Monty as your 3, then in your bullpen you're able to have Nestor, you're able to have Herman, maybe Sevy if he's able to come back. Sevy out of the bullpen would be disgusting. So I think the Yankees.
Got big news on him. I know we'll probably go into that later,
but I think the Yankees stack up really nicely if like those are your 4 starters going into a postseason.
I'm in total lockstep with you. If you asked me yesterday, I was actually like, I want Monty game 2 because I still look at like, on like my which is weird to say with the way I mean, Monty's been pitching really well lately too, as well as Tyone is basically what I'm trying to say here. My pecking order, I still have Monty as 2 behind Garrett Cole.
Really?
And part of the reason for that is, and that's not like this in Tyone at all, but like with Monty, bro, like I've said this all the time. Like I look at Monty as like tough as nails. Like not that I look at Tyone as not being like I look at Monty as being able to handle the situation no matter what it is. And like he proved that last year in ALDS game 4. So yesterday I would have said I want Monty starting game 2. Now though, like I think game 2 for Tyone is like the best place for him. Let's just ideally we win game 1 with Garrett Cole. Then like all the pressure's off of Tyone in his first ever Yankee postseason start. And ideally, and you imagine he will perform well. But if not, bro, like I trust Monty in game 3 and like a decisive game 3 or big important game 3 that like he would give us his best possible effort without getting like overcome by the moment. If that makes sense.
Yeah. And then who do you go game 4?
And then Kluber game 4. That was nothing I was going to comment on. Like, not that I would change it, but with Kluber in game 4, like however he looks, I don't know what 4 starts he'll probably have this year, hopefully in the big leagues. That will play a big factor because like
for sure,
if he like looks horrible, or even if he just looks like shaky, yo, like I don't know, game 4 is tough. Like, because then I would almost consider if, like, I would honestly like I look at like game 2 to be like, especially when you have Cole as your ace, like game 2 is where I would honestly put my worst starter, as dumb as that sounds. Like, because I feel like it's the most comfortable spot. Like, the series, no chance of ending, and there's a good chance that with Garrett Cole, hopefully we'll be up 1-0. So I feel like if Kluber looks shaky, I would honestly start having him be our game 2 starter.
But also, like, I kind of look at it like this, right? Like, Kluber's going to come back from the injury. I'm assuming he should be back within the next week or so, maybe, because he already made a rehab start in AAA a couple of days ago. So I'm assuming
I feel like he'll probably have at least one more rehab start.
Probably, yeah. So probably like a week and a half, maybe 2. But to be honest, bro, like I think that even if Kluber comes back and he can't give you like too much length in a start, let's say Kluber gives you 3 solid. Bro, give me Nestor out of the bullpen for 3, and then you cruise from there. I think that's why, like, the fact that the Yankees have so many guys that'll be in their bullpen that could give them length. Also, maybe Andrew Heaney can find himself a spot in the bullpen as well. So the fact that the Yankees have so many guys out of the bullpen going into a hypothetical postseason that could give them length is huge and will take so much load off of the starting pitching.
Yeah, and I was talking to Jake yesterday, bro, and I had a thoughtful idea here. Because there was a comment before, like everyone's wondering, like at this point, like do we look at Luis Gil as like the real deal, like right now for this season? One, do you think Gil has a spot in the postseason roster? Gun to your head right now.
No,
unfortunately
not.
Right now, I'm gonna go with yes. So
I want him to, but I don't think he will. If that makes sense.
Now, this would only happen if there's an injury to anybody or like a setback, maybe to Kluber or something like that, or like you just don't want to give Kluber a postseason start or whoever for whatever reason. I think you could open with Nestor, and by open, I'm saying like the 3 innings, and then follow with Gil for like 2 or 3.
That would be a deadly combination.
Yeah, especially because Nestor, I mean, not that it matters, but like he has a history of opening the past, and now he's been such a good starter this year. So like you could start him, have him pitch like with the intent of like, all right, just give us at least 3 innings, and if Nestor's cruising him, you could probably just leave him into the 4th and the 5th. But you could have Gil on hand to like take over in the 4th or the 5th inning, face the order one time through, or not even one time through, and then and that would really come. Dude, those two, regardless, will come so in handy, bro. If we have, like, God forbid, a game that goes extra innings in one of the prior games, or just like a game where your bullpen is taxed from, bro, like to be able to get multiple innings from both Nestor and Gil, whether it's an opener to reliever or just both out of the bullpen, like that'll be huge.
Yeah, I mean, like, bro, obviously, if Gil continues pitching like at this level that he has, I don't see how they could keep him off the postseason roster. But like, unfortunately, just for me, like, I'm like looking at it from the Yankees perspective, right? And I'm seeing that maybe they're thinking like they like the little bit longer of a track record from a guy like maybe Heaney or Herman, and they'd rather keep them in the bullpen over Gil just because he's such a rookie. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of viewing it like, in the same sense.
Postseason started tomorrow, and that's the question, bro. If they started Herman over Gil, not kind of the injury, like I would be like, that's kind of ridiculous. Heaney maybe, but like I'm also kind of biased off how he looked against Boston. So like I don't know.
It's gonna be obviously we have like over a month to go.
That's the thing. You can't actually say if the season ended tomorrow because like there's so many factors that go.
No, I know. Listen, shout to Poppy Chambu with the $5 dono. Appreciate you so much, my man. He says 1 Rizzo, 2 DJ, 3 Judge, 4 Gallo, 5 Stanton, 6 Voit, 7 Gary, 8 Gio, 9 Glaber. You can swap Gio and Gary depending on how they're performing prior. I kind of like that. The only thing I would do, I think I would switch Gio and Gary only because I think that like having Stanton, Voit, Gary is like too many similar hitters back to back to back. You know what I mean? Like I'd like Gio to separate.
Oh, yeah, no, I get all that, but I don't want to say I have a problem with DJ leading off. I would ideally have like Rizzo leading off or Judge leading off. But like if DJ isn't going to lead off, like I can't imagine batting him second. Like I would then bat DJ like 8th or 9th.
No, same.
Like the highest 7th because like if
who'd you put in that 2-hole? You just move everyone up a spot.
I mean 2-hole. Unless he's leading off, I always want the 2-hole to be Judge. And it still feels weird like to this day. Like when like DJ's leading off, like in my brain, it's still okay. Judge is coming up next. Like when I see like
no, I know, same.
Second, it still feels off. And like I ideally would have, if DJ's not going to lead off, I would have Judge lead off and then probably have Rizzo bat second. But in that case, then, yeah, I'd probably have DJ bat 7th, 8th, or 9th.
Yeah, same. I think that would probably
especially if he continues to hit the way he's like been basically for the majority of this year. I mean, he'll have like hot streaks here and there, and I think he's been hitting the ball somewhat good lately. But like, I don't know. I feel like DJ's going to bat lead off or he's going to hit like the bottom 3.
Yeah,
he's
probably. I mean, but also, listen, shout out to Godfrey Harris with the $5 donor. Appreciate you so much, my man. He says, what position should DJ play with Voit and Rizzo in the lineup? I still think that he's the Yankees' second baseman. As long as like Gio's healthy, assuming like Gio's going to be third, Gleyber's short, DJ second, Rizzo first with Voit DHing. I think that's
Yeah, I
probably
mean,
like the way to go.
if Gio
That's
and
assuming everyone's
Gleyber,
healthy though.
that's what I'm saying. No, but I'm like agreeing. Like it's almost like a no-brainer. Like if Gio and Gleyber are healthy, which you would assume they are, and if Gleyber is playing that day, then like that's exactly where DJ would be second,
easily,
which is good. You want, I mean, if you had to pick a position for DJ, you'd want to be second.
Also, Poppy Champu says I messed up. Swap Gallo and Stanton for Balance. I didn't even notice. He had
Yeah, I know
Gallo.
He probably had
first
Stanton for. Not, I think it's what he wants. Unless
Oh.
did he have Rizzo batting third? No, he had Rizzo leading off. I don't know, but
Gotcha. So
I got it.
Dan, like we're kind of like looking at like whatever like hypotheticals going into the postseason. Let's talk about the Yankees like current bullpen because for some reason like I'm confident in their bullpen in a playoff scenario just because I have a feeling that they have a few of their starters that are going to be out there giving them support. And I also think like that's why the Yankees didn't necessarily like make any moves at the deadline to improve the bullpen because they know that that's likely going to be the case of it because they have so much starting pitching depth, bro. So like
pitching
I'm
depth
looking
in
at
general, bro. Like it's
no, I
insane.
know.
Like this is easily the best we've been set up for going
Easily
into a
in a
postseason
long
pitching
time.
wise.
But also, like I said, there's 3 guys in the bullpen right now that I kind of just have like zero faith in late in games, and
Can I guess
you
them?
know who they are. Yeah, go for it.
Is Britton one of them?
Yeah,
Okay, Britton. Not Chad Green.
yeah. I'm
Really?
kind of losing faith in Chad Green at this point.
He's. I don't blame you. He's even though
He's
it's
been
late,
rough.
but like he has been, but like I don't know. I feel like he's been. He had that one save the other day where he looks really good, and it kind of just bumped me back up on him. But okay, so Green, Britton, one more. Not Wandy.
No, obviously not.
Hey, he's been dealing, bro. He hasn't allowed an
No,
earned
he's
run
been
since coming
awesome.
off the IL.
He's been awesome.
Damn, who am I forgetting?
Dan,
Give me a
how
hint.
can you not like guess this last guy
Chapman.
Here? Yeah. I mean it's becoming like a little bit stressful at this point. The
I mean,
fact
Pat,
that we
is
could
a
go
good
into like
third of our bullpen.
no, I know it's
Like,
very concerning.
If you can't, but if you can't trust Zach Britton, Chad Green, and Aroldis Chapman in the postseason, like you can't say you trust their bullpen, bro. Like
Why
that is the
you're
bullpen.
telling me that we do though? You do?
Yeah, no, I do.
Damn.
With the way I trust Boone to manage it, and the way I've seen lately, yeah, I do.
You
No,
trust?
I mean, like,
we're going.
depends what
Okay,
you're saying,
let's.
like-
No, wait, hold on. We're
Like, do I
going
think
into.
Boone could-
We're going into like a game 1. Let's say we're facing the Rays. Okay, facing the Rays, game 1 of the ALDS. Okay, 7th inning, we're up 4-3. You're trusting Chad Green, Zach Britton, and Aroldis Chapman to get you those final 9 outs.
Well,
Because I'm
never
not.
you never said we are doing 7, 8, 9 with them. I mean, Green, I would use.
Well,
at any
what else
point.
do you expect?
I mean, Green, for example. I mean, if you're in a postseason game, bro, you get in trouble in the 3rd or 4th inning. I'd bring in Green. Like if you need strikeouts, I'd go Green. So he'd come in as soon as that. I mean, Chapman, yeah, you figure he's going to be closing. So I mean, he would honestly be the only guy I'm like, right now, I'm like hesitant on. But like, it depends what you also mean by like, when you say, do I trust them? Like,
Trust
like,
them to not tie the game.
I look at it more so like, do I have faith that there's a damn good chance like they'll be able to get the job done? Like, I have faith in Green still, and I have faith that Britton is getting there, especially with his stuff is now all of a sudden starting to look a little bit better. Even tonight, Britton actually looked pretty good. I know he gave up the RBI
okay.
single, but like, no, he looked
didn't
pretty
look
good. I mean, the
great.
velo was still up, the sinker was still doing good, and if he
The
feels
velocity
that,
is a really good sign. I'll say
and
that.
a huge sign, yeah, bro. And like, it's I guess like I don't know if it's something to do with like if the spin rate is up, or like the sinker has seemingly like done just as well as the velocity's gone up too. So I feel like if Britton can get back to like somewhat old Britton, then obviously I trust him. It's really just Chapman right now, and like I can't give a verdict on Chapman until like I'm not judging it off of last night by any means.
No,
And
I'm
Chapman-
not. I'm
Chapman
judging it by
before-
like the last 3 months, really.
But I mean, Chapman he was good the last like 2-3 weeks before getting hurt. Remember that he was pretty solid. I know he had like one game where he blew that wasn't too pretty, but like he was pretty good the last 2 weeks before.
The bottom line though is that comparing like I'm looking at like 3 versus 3 right now, right? I'm looking at like Chad Green, Zach Britton, Aroldis Chapman. To be honest with you, I don't think this is recency bias. If the playoffs started tomorrow, I'm more confident in a trio of Wandy Peralta, Jonathan Loaiza, and let's say like Albert Abreu. To be completely honest with you, bro, just like based on how they've been pitching lately, they've just been so much more dominant in lockdown than the first 3 that I named.
I mean, Wandy I like, but I just don't see him pitching like Wandy would get high. I don't want to say high leverage innings, but like he would get a 7th or an 8th inning if like the situation called for it. With like I don't know, say our bullpen was taxed going into that day, and you kind of just knew he was going to be our 7th or 8th guy that going into that night. But like as for Abreu, bro, like he still doesn't pass the Dan test. Like I don't know, like
Really?
Nah, obviously numbers wise, he should, but like I still don't have like when Loiza comes in and like any reliever when they're doing well, like when they come in, like you feel like confident and like you don't like worry all that much. But like Abreu's stats don't reflect my confidence in him still. But that's not a diss on him. I'm saying like I think he's gonna be a great
like
pitcher.
Albert Abreu.
Oh, I think he's solid, but like as for high leverage innings, like I think Abreu is perfectly fine to take like the same innings like Sessa would give us, where like you're all right, you're down 2-0 early, or like even the fourth, fifth, or sixth, like yeah, you put him in, but like I still wouldn't put him in like in the seventh inning of a postseason game, only up by one. But why?
I think the Yankees are going to take the route with like Albert Abreu like this postseason that they took with Loizaga last postseason. Like I think that they're probably going to end up having to give him like high leverage innings, like because bro, like honestly, going into last year's postseason, he did.
19.
You don't remember?
I remember 19. I just don't remember off the top of my head how they went. Because I just remember 19 because he gave up the homer to
last year he gave up that big hit. I forgot him what wild card series game it was in Cleveland. You remember what I'm talking about? It was like a double over Gardner's head in center field.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot.
I'll take your word for it. But let me just say what I want. As for what I said before, like I don't know if I don't think Britton would necessarily like be guaranteed an eighth inning in the postseason, because I think like that's exactly when you pitch Loizaga would be the eighth inning.
No, so, yeah, like, I'm just saying hypothetically, like if they went like 7, 8, 9, like Green, Britton, Chapman, I'm not confident in that. Like that's just my hypothetical scenario.
I mean, but that would just be like poor management. I know that's not what you're trying to say, but also too,
because it seems to be like that seems to be the route that they're going lately. It seems to be like going Britton 8, Chapman 9.
I cut the bullpen and just like the pitching staff some slack on lately, and like not even cut like it's a matter of like their actual performance. Is that like, bro? I don't know what it is. I feel like pitch calling has been trashed lately. Like
it has,
not just with like certain pitches that we all know about, like the pitch that Monty threw to Bogart today. That was such like a OC fast.
Also the one that
but just like in general, like, I was gonna say, bro, like it's like Green will throw like the most random breaking balls. It's like now I know we're just fans watching on our couch, but like it's like a lot of the pitches that you think they would throw in that situation like seem to be common sense, but they just do the complete opposite. Yeah. So like I don't I don't look at say like even like Britton, for example, lately, like I feel like some of the pitch selection with him has been bad. Like I trust Britton, honestly. That's what I'm trying to say here. Like I still trust Britton. Like I'm going to be confident in him by. Yeah, I really am. Like I don't know what it is. Like I can't deny it. Like I still have a faith in Britton that like there's a good chance he's going to get us through the inning. And like if he doesn't get us through the inning, a good chance it'll be bad luck.
He's making progress for sure. Like I think Field of Dreams was like his what's that called? His like
that was a Little League stadium.
Whatever. Anyways. Like his rock bottom, and I think it's kind of like really Dan Little League Stadium.
It was.
Also, listen, shout out to William with the $5 donor. Appreciate you so much, my man. He says DJ Stanton, Rizzo, Judge, Gallo, Gio, Voit, Sanchez, Torres. I still don't like DJ leadoff, to be honest. I just don't.
Well, yeah,
I think DJ like 8 or 9 is ideal.
You definitely don't like. There's no like. Not to call you out, but like you wouldn't be able to provide me one reason why they should bet Stanton 2 and not Judge. Like you easily flip those two. Like 100%.
Yeah, I think Stanton 4 is probably like the ideal scenario for him. But appreciate you so much.
Stanton's like the ideal 4-hitter. But I do like Stanton actually batting 5 with Gallo batting cleanup.
I do too. I think that's that's
like,
a solid way to go.
Because that's where like it feels really good, like even better than usual to have Stanton in your lineup. Because like when you're not like say like depending him to be your 4-hitter, or like when you're like starting off like the second inning with him batting 5th, like it's like it always just like, oh man, I forgot about Stanton. Because like when it's like say like a runner gets on or whatever, like your first 4 batters of the first inning, like this year or so far have been like DJ, Rizzo, Judge, Gallo, and it's like all right, they got through the big boppers. And it's like, oh no, starting the next inning is Giancarlo Stanton. Like, and then you'd have ideally Luke Voit, Gary. It's like this lineup, bro. Like it's insane. Like it really. No, I know, or at least it should be.
I saw a tweet you put out before. You're like, this is like the best team of the Baby Bombers ever. And like, bro, I honestly like, I don't think that clicks in for a lot of people sometimes. Just because like we look back at like the 2018 team, the 2019 team, you look at like all the Baby Bombers era teams on paper. Like this is the best one by far.
I don't even want to say
this is the best rotation. The only thing that you could knock this team for compared to the other ones is that the bullpen isn't as good. But other than that, like all things considered, I think that this team is better.
But hey, one thing about the bullpen though, like definitely not performing as well. But like, if you want to go by like the upside of this bullpen and like,
sure,
God forbid for other teams, bro, if they're all on or majority of them are on, then I actually think it's the best bullpen we've ever had.
But they have to be on. It's a very hypothetical scenario.
I feel like people are feeling like about the postseason the same way you felt about like say like the trade deadline going into this year. It's like you have no reason to believe that it'll be different this time. The way I see it is like anybody who believed and had faith that this team, that the Yankees, like either 17, 18, 19, or even the 2020 season, like thought that was a World Series team. If you thought one of those teams, any of them, was a World Series caliber team, there's no reason for you not to think this one is. Because, bro, like by a landslide, honestly, like the closest would be 2019. And I don't even want to count 2020. It's just weird to even think about that year. Like it's such weird circumstances. Not even talking about COVID, but just like players coming back from injuries and just, anyways. 19, I feel like would be the best. We thought was the best team of this core going into this year, right? Like I now think this team right now overtakes that by a significant portion, bro.
Yeah, it's a fair
and
assessment.
Like you literally can just win that argument by saying Garrett Cole, and then you mentioned, bro, like I obviously don't have it in front of me, bro, but it'd be interesting to see like the positional battles, like who was playing left field for this time, or like first base compared to like now. Like, bro, we're trying to fit Luke Voit into the lineup.
No, I
know. We're trying to fit Luke Voit into the lineup, bro. And our pitching depth in general has been probably the best this organization has had. One of the better pitching depths they've had probably in the 21st century.
No, I know. And that's why, like you say, like you have one name and you say Garrett Cole. Bro, my one name is Jameson Tyone. Because now I see that the Yankees actually have a solidified number 2. When was the last time the Yankees went into a postseason with like a solidified number 2? They always had their number 2 starting game 1. That's how it always was because they never really had an ace.
I mean, there's a couple of different ways I would like negate what you're saying, but I know what you're saying. Like, I mean, like Sevy was still like he was an ace that just like you just hoped would be like a regular ace, like be his ace self.
But like not the same way as we view Cole.
Yeah,
we didn't view Sevy the same way.
For sure. I guess, yeah. I mean,
especially after what happened in the wild card game in 2017.
The one year we did was 2017. Like bully Sevy in 17, you could say was like close to the feeling about Cole, kind of. But I know what you're saying. What else was I about to say? I forget. So you can. I forget. I had one more point, but I forgot.
About like the whole rotation postseason thing.
Yeah, the rotation. Tanaka. I feel like you're kind of slighting Tanaka a little bit. Only reason I would understand what you're saying is if like Tanaka you didn't always expect him to give us length like as a number 2 would, although he did usually do that in the postseason. But like I'd say like Tanaka was like I was always fine with him as like our number 2. Like last year I was cool with him like being the 2 behind Tanaka, but like we also don't count last year. I'm really
for sure.
I like don't. That's why I don't say the Dodgers. Like I'm not gonna say the Dodgers like their championship doesn't count last year, but like the 2020 baseball season, bro, it's like evaporating from my mind, and like I'm cool with it. Like it just doesn't feel like I'm not counting it into anything, bro.
Well,
especially
like, whether it's
because like stats or anything that happened, or just like even the like, bro, like the ALDS just felt weird. Like I guess it was only because the fans. I don't know, but like even like the circumstances for the Yankees were like off. Like,
well, bro, also because like it's just weird that like Mike Brosseau doesn't even exist anymore. It's like he hit that homer off Chapman, and I was like, all right, well, I'm done.
It was almost just like a fever dream, bro.
It's so weird.
Like I was glad
we're playing in San Diego with no one in there, bro. All of a sudden we're coming back game 5 for some, bro. That game 5 had the potential to be so special.
Yeah,
so
Judge
special.
Go ahead home run, give the Yankees the lead. Gardy had that catch.
Cole worked out of that bases
loaded
jam
in the first inning after the Rays were taunting him, and then he screamed instead of the dugout like you. That was a fun game.
Let's not talk about it. About it.
I don't care about 2020 though.
Listen, shout out to Brian Cashman with the $5 dono. Appreciate you, Brian Cashman. He says Stan is a different hitter when he's playing the field. Like, it's sad that we're still hesitant to put him there every day when he plays it fine. Well, Brian, you're the one that said Brett Gardner is still your starting center fielder. So, like, you could solve this whole scenario here. Come on, Brian. No, but I agree 1,000%. Like, bro,
yeah, and somebody said in the chat that, like, they're, like, they're saying the 2019 Yankees were, like, definitely better, which, I mean, like, you could try to argue that. I just extremely disagree. But he says that the Yankees OPS plus was 117. This year is 100. Like, you cannot compare season to season stats as if, like, this Yankees team that we're watching right now is the same team that's been playing this entire year.
Juice
like,
balls.
You have
like, juice balls.
That's true. No, that's true.
Yeah,
I mean,
you have to take that into account. It's like playing every game at the Field of Dreams game.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is.
You're definitely that's a good point. Yeah, for sure. But like, I'm saying like, and like it's still maybe like the same or low. I don't know. But like, I feel like to be fair, like you got to kind of go at least to like the beginning of July to compare the 2021 Yankees.
That's fair.
I mean, it's a different team.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. But also, like, I think what we tend to forget is like the Yankees only played with a bunch of no names for a few weeks in the middle of July. Like, for the most part, we've had all of our guys healthy for the most part of the season. So it's not like we were playing with like garbage.
A lot worse because like it seemed like everybody got COVID at once. Knock on wood. Yeah. But like it's like for like a good week and a half to 2 weeks, like it did feel like we were missing our entire like roster basically. But like for the majority of the year, bro, like Stan, I think he's about or may have just crossed 100 games. Or like Judge just did. So I mean, like majority of our guys, really besides Voit and like Gleyber will feel this way too by the time he comes back. But like like I look at it as at least when it comes to injuries, a pretty healthy year.
No, for sure.
It's just the injuries that we have been serious. You know
No,
what I'm
but
saying?
also,
Like
bro,
Kluber for like 4 or 5 months, and then like Voit,
let's just
Hicks.
say, let's just say hypothetically, the Yankees like don't end this year winning the World Series, and we look back on this regular season. In 2019, you blame it on injuries 100%. Even 2020, you blame it on injuries. This year, you can't blame the Yankees like lack of production, or if like we messed out on the division by 1 game. I'm not gonna blame it on injuries. You just blame it on lack of production, just because we've had the guys in the lineup and they just haven't produced at the level we've expected them to. Like Glaber, he just hasn't produced.
Yeah.
Then you have other guys like Luke Voit
He
and
seems to be
Gio
like he's
that
like
just haven't
Glaber's
stayed on the
really the
field.
only one left that like you just like want to like, man, when is he going to turn it around?
Well, also, I mean,
And I
bro,
guess
you can
DJ
make an
too,
argument,
but
like, yeah, just DJ. You can even make an argument for Stanton. Like, he's not having an exceptional year. He's having a
still
good
good
year,
enough
but
to where
not like
like
a
it's not like it's not eye opening. I mean, he still was like a
no.
125 weighted runs created plus. And speaking of,
But
somebody
it's
is
not like a
right.
typical healthy year from Stanton that we'd expect, though.
Yeah, I just want to take it back about the juice. I mean, like I know what you were saying. Like you weren't exactly talking about OPS plus. That one person is right though. That like OPS plus, it does compare the league averages. So like at least when it looks at OPS plus, like that would factor in the juice ball. So like it's all on an even playing
Oh,
field. But like still, I mean, if you just go by like overall offensive numbers, just like in general, I just feel like this team is better than the 2019 team, especially if you look at the stats over the last like 2 months.
fair enough.
July.
I want to bring up this comment here from Michael Johnson. Dan, I'm sure you don't know Michael Johnson, but he's been like an active viewer in this stream for like over a year now. Like when we had like
Let's
3
go.
viewers, bro. He's a Rays fan though. Like one of like
Oh,
the
word.
dopest Rays fans I've ever met. He goes, "I'm happy
I've
for you guys
yet
though.
to meet a cool Rays fan. So
As
word.
much as I hate the Yanks, the East is much more fun with a competitive Yanks. 2 months ago, y'all were down bad. Pat was saying you guys weren't a playoff team. Okay, and I stood by that. Dan, I said this so often before the trade deadline. I was like,
Which
yo,
is fine.
the Yankees as currently constructed are not a playoff team. If they do make moves at the deadline, I will be fully on the bandwagon. And what did they do? You go out, you get like Rizzo, you get Gallo, Heaney. Look at Heaney. You get Clay Holmes. He turned out to be a stud. Wandy Peralta, he's a stud all of a sudden. But Dan,
Yeah.
one guy I want to talk about that we haven't talked about this at all. Andrew Velasquez. Now, obviously, bro, I don't. No, I mean we can talk about him in a little bit. But like, bro, we're looking at Velasquez, and like he's obviously not a guy that I could see like making a postseason roster, just because I think that there's a few guys on the totem pole who I think do his job a little bit better. Like,
real quick,
if it comes down to
bro,
it, though,
I'm gonna say this, bro. Like Glaber doesn't have like he's not a shoo-in anymore to me, bro. Like I swear to God, if Glaber comes
you think
back
that Glaber's gonna be left off the postseason
I'm telling you,
roster.
bro. No, not left off. But I'm saying, bro, like just once you get to the point where there's meaningful games, like, I could see a world where Glaber comes off the IL, is struggling horribly, just not looking like himself, and Angie Velasquez is tearing the cover off the ball. Like I honestly could see a world where like they choose to play Velasquez over Glaber Torres. Now, like,
but bro, we were talking about this on Monday, and you called me crazy for not being excited for Glaber to come back.
Well, no, I'm saying the possibility. I'm not saying I predict this. I'm not predicting this to happen. I'm saying I could see a world. And that's my whole thing about this is like even going back to what I was saying before about possibly playing Odor over Glaber if the situation calls for it. I'm saying like I think at least there's a possibility of it being in consideration. That's all I'm saying about this. Do I expect Andrew Velasquez to be like starting postseason games for the Yankees? No, I don't. But I'm saying like
unfortunately,
it's
like,
not
I don't
out of the
even see him
question
on the roster.
I don't even think it'll be unfortunate if it happens. I mean, like, listen, if he's like if they're going to be a better team with Velasquez, well, sure, I don't care about that. But like, if what the, just kidding, he's a good dude. Yeah, Velasquez, he's the man though. I'm not even sure what else you were about to say, but
no, you just took a shot at him for no reason.
Yeah, you threw me off, and I feel like a dick.
You kind of are. Velasquez, bro, nice kid from the Bronx. Bro, he's literally raking for the Yankees. Bro, that play that he made yesterday, I can guarantee you Glaber Torres does not make that play. That's a guarantee.
Yeah, that was a nice play, especially the fact that like Odor dove right in front of him and he was still able to like see it.
No, I know, bro. Yeah. All I'm saying is that like hypothetically, we're going into like a postseason because that's what this whole episode has been, like hypothetical postseason scenarios.
Screw the hypothetical, bro. We ain't being hypothetical.
No, I know, but obviously at this point, bro, we're looking at like who that utility guy is going to be off the bench. If it comes down to Velasquez and Wade, I don't think there's any shot they go with Velasquez over Wade.
Well, yeah. Yeah. I actually found out, I'm not sure we talked about this. I didn't know until a couple of days ago that Velasquez has a history of playing the outfield. So, I mean,
does he?
Yeah, apparently. Like,
the Yankees would have to play him there, though.
So, I was going to say, like, that makes it, like, a little bit more interesting of a conversation. But, like, no, I'm with you. I do think that Wade will be on the postseason roster. Like, who do I see having a higher chance to be on the postseason roster? Definitely Wade.
Well, I know. And also because, like, I can't see a scenario. That's why, like, when you mentioned, like, Jonathan Davis and everything, I view the Yankees bench for the postseason as followed. They're probably going to go with what, like a 4-man bench. I'm assuming it's going to be Higgy, Gardner, Odor. Those are 3 locks, and then you go with Wade as the 4th guy, and then you have 9 starters. That's how many? 9 plus 4 is what? 13.
Wrong guy.
Yeah,
14.
13. No, it's 13. And then you carry 13 pitchers. That's your roster going into a playoff series. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, if going to a postseason series, but like,
unless you carry an extra pitcher and then you carry Wade instead of Odor and not both of them.
No, Odor will be on it 100%. I think.
You think?
Unless like barring anything drastic, yeah, I think Odor 100 will be on it. For the roster, like there's 2 different options you got to have. I mean, like if you're going wild card, like I think then they'll carry the extra speed. Like I do think that there's, regardless if it's wild card or the postseason roster, I think Davis has a higher chance of Velasquez to be on the roster. So like I don't
think Davis has any chance of being on. Like to be real with you, why
Yeah,
would you need like 6 outfielders on a playoff roster?
Yeah, I know. I don't. That would be more so a question though if they were going to have both Velasquez and Davis on the roster, which I guess
no, it's more so like
because
you can't have Davis and Wade on the roster.
No, but you can, because there could be a situation where like you plan on putting or one of them could just be straight up a defensive replacement.
Isn't that what Gardner's going to be though?
Gardner will definitely start postseason games though. That's for sure. Like there would be like
over who?
Game. No, I'm saying like I'm assuming and hope Voit would get the bulk of the playing time, but like if there's a 5-game series, I guarantee you Gardy's playing at least one of them. So what I was going to say is like,
yeah, but why though?
But that's a conversation for another time. I'm saying like the purpose in this case would be defensive replacement could be one of them, or you just have one guy you want to have as a backup, and then you have the other option is speed, or you straight up have to take the value alone is that you have 2 speed options off the bench that can provide defensive value as well.
It's fair. No, it's a fair conversation to have for sure. But listen, one guy we mentioned a little bit ago, we said we'd touch on him, Luis Severino. We're now at the point where we got the MRI results back because we were talking on Monday. They still didn't have them yet. But why you look confused?
No, I just see a dumbass comment, bro.
You always get distracted.
I do, bro. Because like, please, like, I dare you, Pop Collecting 101, to compare your baseball knowledge to me. Don't say I sound dumb. But like, I'm not gonna do the whole Greg Allen conversation, bro. But like, I guarantee you, bro, I provided a legitimate argument for everything that I said about Davis being on the postseason roster.
Dan, don't worry. You're okay. Your arguments are very smart,
sure
very
nice
articulate.
Guy. Of course they are.
He's a very nice guy.
I'm a genius.
Keep telling yourself that. What was I saying? Luis Severino. We got the MRI results back. Apparently there was no structural damage in there. So they're shutting him down for a weekend, I guess, reevaluating from there. But to be honest, like, bro, I still don't know if Luis Severino is going to return this season. And that's why I'm coming up with this scenario in my head, right? They're working him back as a starting pitcher. I have this very bright idea that I don't know if you're going to like. I've kind of been talking about it, not as intense for a little bit.
Bullpen.
Bring Luis Severino back as your dominant closer.
Pat, you are crazy the closer thing, bro. Didn't you want Steven Rodgers to be the closer too? And I know you're going to backtrack.
No. I said he had the potential to be the closer, not this year.
You can say that about any reliever that does well for a couple innings. Bro, listen.
But why not bring Sevy back as like a late game reliever?
No, I think Sevy would, and that's at this point, if he comes back, he will be like at most a 3-inning guy probably. But like, you are the definition of recency bias when it comes to bullpen leverage. No, you are. Like, it's not even like an insult, because a lot of people are like where your recency bias comes into play, bro, is like the bullpen. Like, it really is, bro. Like, you're telling me Severino hasn't thrown a pitch in the major leagues in about every 2 years, and all of a sudden you want to close it.
No. I'm saying, bro, you bring him back as a reliever, and as long as he like dominates coming back, bro, let's say the month of September, he's like a dominant reliever. Like what, 2016 Sevy when he did that, bro? I'd pitch him late in games. I'd trust him over Chad Green.
He could work his way up to pitching late in games. You said closing games, bro. He's not
okay, no, he can be a closer though.
Oh,
he can be the Yankees closer.
But once Sevy's healthy, you're not. No.
Why?
No.
This season, no.
No, you could no.
Dan.
No, when Pat. Okay, let me just think of this. So when do you expect Severino to come back? Just throw a date out. Like ideally,
September 3rd.
September 3rd.
No, that's way too early.
Let's just say September 10th to be like somewhat
okay, sure.
Okay, September 10th he comes back, bro. You figure even if he's going to end up in the bullpen, he'll get a couple starts just to like open the game.
I don't think he should though.
But I'm just saying the regular season, he'll get at least one, whatever. So by the time he's looked good enough out of the bullpen, we're in a 3-week span, a very crucial 3-week span, we're also assuming that one of Aroldis Chapman, Chad Green, or Jonathan Elizga has entirely shit the bed and can't close.
Yeah.
Because okay, but I'll tell you, if that happens, that means the result of those 3 weeks has us out of the playoffs. And if this went into the postseason, there was a point where Severino was going to end up closing games, we already been eliminated because that means Chapman gave up a game tying shot and Green gave up the walk off. So it's not possible. And also,
I call him secret weapon Sevy. I don't think you understand.
Secret weapon, bro. We haven't seen him in 2 years. No, I know.
Yeah, that's why he's a secret weapon.
Now he's secret weapon. He's secret weapon Sevy. But like,
bro, whip him out of the bullpen in the playoffs. See what's gonna happen. I'm telling you.
You're crazy.
So you're telling me if Sevy's healthy for the playoffs, you're not whipping him out of the bullpen. You're having him start games.
That's not what I'm saying, son. You always do this. That's not what I'm saying. I said he's not gonna get the 9th inning. He's not gonna close games.
Obviously, that was a stretch, Dan. But I'm saying like he could get high leverage situations in the bullpen.
He could work his way up to.
He's not gonna be the Yankees closer this year. No.
It also he could work his way up to postseason high leverage situations. Yes, because a high leverage situation in the postseason could literally be like shit. In 2017 inning, first inning wild card game, that was a high leverage situation for Chad Green. You know, at least like in my opinion. I'm not saying the actual statistic, but like like Sevy could come in and just to get strikeouts and beat bully Sevy for 2 to 3 innings. Yes, like I don't see him coming in like you're up 5-3, all of a sudden you're just gonna do Severino in the 8th inning or like the 9th right now. And I also too, my second point, and I know you're kind of joking, but like my second point too is like when you say see Sevy as a closer, it's like no, like once Sevy gets that fresh start next year and he's like you probably do try to like troll me, but like once he gets that fresh start next year and he's good to go, like he's gonna be a starter again. Like that would be the biggest waste of value to convert Sevy to a reliever.
No, I know, but okay, like in all seriousness,
that's something you do when he's like 2016, like when he's struggling bad, and then you convert him to the bullpen. Yeah, like that makes sense.
No, but Dan, in all seriousness, like jokes aside, just because you have Sevy come back as a reliever, like for this month and a half left that they're going to be playing baseball, I don't think that necessarily means that he can't be a starter going into next season.
Well, yeah, no, you're right. No, I want to be out of the bullpen this year, and then I would have him start next year. What I was saying, like, no, we are. I know we are, but like just to clarify, so I don't sound dumb. I was giving those 2 reasons for one, why Sevy won't close this year. And 2, just in case your point was you could see Sevy as a closer if you're talking about in the future. That's
not it. I don't view Sevy as a reliever past this October. I don't at all.
Yo, this person's so right. KG Baseball. You guys always argue with each other, are saying very similar things, and we're basically agreeing. So we always do that, bro.
No, that's like bro, every single time.
Like, then what are we arguing about? We're like nothing.
We haven't had one of those in a while. I think it's because the Yankees are good. That usually like our arguing. So okay, well that means you're in a
that was a shit show, bro. That show. I was so angry.
With the Judge trade thing?
I was tweaking, bro. I was like,
no, I know, and we had an hour conversation about it after.
We had to watch it back.
Please, yeah, we watched it back. We did
so
like live review of it.
I was like dumbfounded by what you're saying.
Listen, Dan, we're at the 54-minute mark. I guess we could have a little bit of fun now.
Yeah, let's chit chat.
Flies when you're having fun. But Dan, listen. I saw you posted on Twitter today. You were going to get a haircut. You were going to cut the mullet. I'm so happy you didn't. Like, I would have actually came on here and vomited if you came on here with short hair. I told you before the show started. I'm like, Dan, you can't cut your hair until at least after the season ends.
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe in jinxes. So like, that doesn't mean anything.
Neither do I, but it's not a jinx. It's more just like morale.
Show you. But anyway, so like, for those who don't know, I fell asleep in the Bronx yesterday, bro, because, I'm not walking like 5 blocks down at 3 a.m. in the Bronx. I don't call me a pussy, bro. I don't care. I'm just not doing that. So I ended up falling asleep at the office, bro. At my desk, woke up with a kinky ass neck, ended up having to sleep on the floor. Whatever. Anyways, so I'm feeling like
still no underwear, right?
Nah, hell no.
No, yeah, no, never.
I basically went 2 days without like showering, and like the last time I showered was before I went to the gym, like the day before yesterday.
You're disgusting.
So, anyways, my hair was just looking foul, bro, and I was like, you know what, like I'm done with this, bro. Like I was just like kind of over it, like. I like the mullet, but like I feel like it kind of ran its course, and like, you know what, I'm not gonna get like a shortcut or anything, but like I'm gonna like trim it up a little bit, like clean it up, But then I went home and I showered, and I'm like, hell no, I'm not getting rid of this, because like once it looks all clean and nice, I was like,
yes,
I can't do it.
Okay, now that you put it like that happens to me all the time. Like I'll literally like hop off live right now, right? And first of all, like my hair like kind of looks good today, so like I'm not gonna complain too much. But bro, like sometimes I'll hop off live and be like, I'm so getting a haircut tomorrow. Like I'm calling my barber. I haven't talked to him in 2 years. I'm going and I'm getting a haircut, and then I shower and I'm like, I don't think I need to do that. Like I think we're chilling. It happens every single time,
bro. It's like post shower clarity kind of. But what I did was, I think I was talking about this to you before, bro. This is the picture I was saying on the pregame or the pre-show. After my shower, bro, it was so wet. Like I I molded it back to where it literally looks like I got a haircut, bro. I was making a troll face, but just look at that. Doesn't that like that was my hair today? Doesn't that look?
You look like 2016 Dan.
I know. I literally tried to like that's like an identical picture of something I took like at work in 2016, bro. It actually
Yes.
like in 2015. It looks literally like me because I had that
Please
old
don't
haircut
do
where I pushed it up. No, I'm not.
Please don't do it.
That's the thing. Like I was never gonna get a cut like that. I was just gonna like probably keep it long. Just like I do kind of still want to thin it out a little bit. Like there is a possibility to get a trim, but like not like you wouldn't even be able to notice the difference type trim.
No, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just to
Yeah.
thin it out because it's when it gets too thick and poofy, it does look kind of stupid. So like, and it's like,
Well, I mean, why don't you use product in your hair, do you?
no, I
If
do.
you used product, it wouldn't look as like poofy.
Well, no, sometimes I do. I mean, like I put product in it today, so it looks like. I mean, you probably won't agree, but it looks somewhat better. I use this stuff. It's flawless curls, moisturizing mousse.
Wait, I think I have the same thing.
Prove it.
Wait, all right, wait, give me a second.
All right, I'll prove. Yeah, you prove it. Yeah, bro. And this shit too, like, it feels gross at first because like it makes you. I hate when my hair looks wet, but like this kind of like makes it look dry after it.
Okay, wait,
dries.
no joke. I got this bottle like a year ago, but I think it's the same exact
Yeah.
thing. It is, right? Why does it? You must have like the new like.
Yeah, no, I think it's the same thing.
They must have like redesigned the
It's a
bottle.
good-
Bro, I
it's a
got
good
this like a
product, though.
year
I
ago.
like it.
I don't use it that much, to be
Oh,
honest.
somebody just said Dan's hair has volume. I love that.
Yo, I leave for 3 seconds. Not so family fun makes you go talk shit, Dan.
I wasn't even saying none. Dan, are you wearing Victoria's Secret's juicy sweatpants right now? Actually, I'm wearing jeans, bro. I got jeans at Target today. See?
You're a psychopath. You wear jeans for these shows, bro. I wore jeans once,
I don't change,
and I was
it's
so
comfy, bro.
uncomfortable.
Somebody said I look like I could be an extra in I feel like they said this twice, but in what's the show with the bald chick? Stranger Things.
Oh, I think yeah.
Oh, last week it was
I've never
Grease.
seen
Somebody
it
said
though.
I look like I could be an extra in Grease, and then today they said Stranger Things. I've seen like the first season.
Dan Jean's looking good.
Yeah,
Pat
you
Dan
see
show
that,
equals
yo?
best hair in the business. We
Bro,
talked.
we
Dan,
said that. That was
we
a
said this
promo,
on the first
wasn't it?
episode. I
Yo,
think
yeah,
so.
the first episode. Yeah,
Bro,
that's
we've
crazy.
come
How long
so
ago?
far.
I know, bro. That was like
16 episodes.
when was that?
Chad.
Like June? We started May.
We
Was it May, was
started.
it?
I want to say
June?
like end of June.
End of June.
End of June.
Dan literally looks like he's from the 80s. I do feel like I look very 80s today. Like
You do with the tank top, bro. Also, you know what I think makes you look so 80s? You never wear shirts that have like any sort of designs on them, so you look
Besides
like
the
you're from
Yankee
like a
logo
typical
sometimes.
like 80s sitcom,
Yeah.
and like you
like
walk
bro,
in. Like, with
honestly,
your,
like
you know.
today, like with like the mullet and like just like a random red cutoff t-shirt, and like my jeans are a slighter like thing of
You
blue
look,
today.
bro. You look like an extra from Saved by the Bell.
I was gonna go with Grease, but yeah.
No, you look like an extra from Saved by the Bell. Great show.
Speaking of shows, bro, I don't know if I've talked about this. Have you watched? Do you watch Outer Banks or have you watched Outer Banks?
No, I don't watch.
Bro,
no, I don't.
I'm in, I think like episode 4 or whatever. Andrew gets all mad at me because I'm not watching episodes with her or whatever. But like, bro, like I'm like addicted to it. Like I'm gonna watch like another episode tonight, bro. Like I highly recommend you start
It's on
watching
Netflix.
Yeah. And if you don't
Like,
have
is it
Netflix,
like
bro,
a
you can have my
drama?
account. No, it's no. You know, I'm not. This
Is it
from someone who watched
funny?
High School. It's not like High School Musical, but like I don't.
I
like,
still
like,
can't
those
believe you watched that.
Whack like I don't like no lovey-dovey shows or like some cringe type shit. But like, bro, Outer Banks is actually it's good. Like it's interesting. Like I actually pay attention. You know, my attention span is messed up. Like it's a good
No,
show. Like, I
same.
watch it and I look forward to watching it. But I usually can't watch shows. That's why I'm saying that. So like for me to watch a show and enjoy
No,
it,
that's
bro,
why I'm like, okay, well, Dan watches it, so maybe I should
let's
give
check
it
it
a
out. I
shot.
would watch the first episode or two.
All right,
Give me that.
I'll give you a report on Monday on the next episode.
No, you should. That's like your homework, bro. You should
Yeah.
actually do that. If you and we can't talk about it over the phone privately. Like you have to watch at least one episode of Outer Banks this till Monday, and then the last 10 minutes of Monday's show. Let me know how it is.
Okay, fair enough. Also, listen, before we wrap things up here, I want you to kind of confirm something for me. Bro, this is mentioned at least like 10 times a stream. Pat looks like an off-brand Bo Bichette. Okay?
Oh,
I
you
don't, it's
kinda
just the
do.
hair.
No, you kind of no. Your face actually looks kind of similar. He's a little like,
And you look
tanner
like
than
Nick
you.
Nelson, bro. No, wait, I actually
Steven
said
Ridings.
that. He's tanner,
If
but
he was
like I think we
tanner-
have the same facial structure and hair kind of.
like the feature. Yeah, no, I think you actually look kind of very similar. Actually, that's a good.
So Bo
comparison.
Bichette
Like-
and Steven Ridings. How about that?
Yeah, that's
Solid
true.
stuff.
I like that.
Also, listen, before we wrap things up, Not So Family Fun Video says, instead of the Pat and Dan show, what about Dumb and Dumber thoughts?
I've never seen Dumb and Dumber.
Neither have I.
Yeah.
I don't watch movies, bro. I don't have the
Bro,
attention span.
You know which movie I'm so pumped to see this weekend? Aretha
You-
Franklin's movie. I'm pumped. It's like called Respect. RESPECT. It's a documentary about her life or a video about
I
her
didn't
life.
even know she
Aretha
had a movie
Franklin.
coming out, bro. I know
You know
who
who
she
Aretha
is.
Franklin is,
I
right?
didn't know they were making a movie about her.
Bro, I haven't been this pumped about a movie since probably like The Rise of Skywalker came out in 2019.
I'm glad. Can you get when are you seeing it?
This weekend.
All right, so I'll give you a report on Outer Banks, one
And I'll
episode.
let you know
You give
how.
me a report on Aretha
I'm probably
Franklin.
gonna tweet immediately after I see it. Hopefully,
I'm
celebrate
not
how
gonna
good it
check.
was. But
I'm not
you
gonna
probably
check. I
will.
want to be surprised.
Okay, don't mute me.
All right. But chat, with that being said, that is going to wrap things up for this episode of the Pat and Dan Show. Chat, I'll be live tomorrow. Tomorrow's a night game, right? Yeah, tomorrow, 6 p.m. for the Yankees pregame. We'll be live for episode 17 of the Pat and Dan Show on Monday after the Yankee game against the Braves. Hopefully, they'll be on like an 11-game winning streak by then. But with that being said, everyone be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more. Subscribe to Dan's channel, bro. He's popping on there, Yankees Avenue. But you guys know the deal. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. We'll see you all next time. Have a good night. Peace.